It has been good and bad. There have been some very exciting things and some pretty horrible things. Absolutely something that could happen to any normal person in a couple weeks' time. Hi, welcome to Chronicles of Nani. I'm Nani. This is my cyber coffee shop where I talk about living with progressive MS in a wheelchair and living in the real world, because despite my chronic illness and my disability, I'm still part of the world. And that's going to be a lot of what we talk about today. It's been a crazy last couple weeks for me and for the world. So I'm going to talk about some of the things that have been going on and some of the things that have been happening. And it has been good and bad. There have been some very exciting things and some pretty horrible things. Absolutely something that could happen to any normal person in a couple weeks' time. And in fact, some of it has happened to all of us in that couple weeks' time. First thing that I'm going to do, because it's a cyber coffee shop, and if I'm going to keep going, I got to have my coffee. The coffee mug is from Six Flags Over Georgia, and it's got a carousel horse on it. It was a gift from my friend John. John was an adopted big brother. I'd known him since I was 15 years old, and he was 24. Mom and I used to, after we practiced driving, at the mall parking lot after the mall was closed, but we go to Dunkin' Donuts and we talk about things. And John was working night shift, so we would always see John as he was coming in, and we got to know him really well, and he became a very great friend. From that time when I was 15 until I think it was 26 years later, in 2009, when he passed. When I got this coffee mug from him, I had a job interview just after trade school, working for a company as a production assistant that did train videos all over the country. And what an awesome job for me, that I would get out of trade school and my first job would be in Atlanta, where I wanted to end up being, and chasing trains all over the country, which I think trains or baseball would be like the ultimate. And John went with me because he was sure I was going to get the job. And then we'd only see each other when we had vacation time. And he just wanted one last trip where he'd spend time with me and that we would enjoy the time together. Well, John was a big roller coaster freak. Theme parks are nice once in a while, but not a big fan. So when I was at the job interview, John went to Six Flags Over Georgia, and then we met at CNN Center after that. It was a great job interview. It lasted quite a long time, which is a good thing for a first interview. To last over an hour is you're answering the questions correctly, and you're asking the right questions, because they want to know more about you, and they want to tell you more about what the job entails. When I got to Siena Center, John met me there. He brought me the coffee mug. The coffee mug has such wonderful memories of that week that we spent. John was so supportive of me. I never went to Six Flags, but I am so grateful that John did, that he got to enjoy that while I was truly enjoying my job interview and the purpose of me going. And it was a fantastic week that we spent together, and I wouldn't trade that for the world. Now, I have said before that despite my disabilities, there are still things that happen in the world. Some things that make me happy, some things that make me sad. One of the things in the last couple weeks that has really grabbed my attention, and I've been seeing it on TV, reading lots of stuff about it, is stuff that's going on between Russia and Ukraine right now. Vladimir Putin seems to be hell-bent on starting World War III. He's going to do it a little bit at a time, wanting to put the former Soviet Union together and start bombing and taking over the rest of the world. One person taking over the world didn't work before. We don't have a king of the world. And it's good that we don't. That we have different countries and different ways of doing things. And that's so much better than having a king, a dictator that takes over everything. And it's a hopeless endeavor. Before the actual attack, I was disgusted to hear politicians in America praising Putin for the way that he was preparing things. My opinion, you can't get more un-American than supporting a dictator. Starting the Cold War again by threatening nuclear bombs used in places. How can anybody support that? How can anybody say that's a good thing? That's a show of strength. That's been something that I've been keeping an eye on, watching what's going on. Just because it's something horrible I don't want to see get more horrible. And it is already getting more horrible. And thank goodness that the Ukraine is standing up and saying, we're small and we're not as powerful, but we're going to do everything that we can to protect ourselves. The sanctions and there are things I'm sure that the governments all over the world, our allies, our government, are planning some things that they're not telling us about. And the truth is, this has always been my opinion, that there are things that go on in the government that they don't tell us about because it would terrify us as a country to know everything that the government was planning. One of the other things, and this is a good thing, that's been sort of taking a lot of my attention over the last week or so, has been the 2022 Paralympic Games. I had never actually watched any of the Paralympic Games before this year. The Paralympic Games are interesting me more now because I am disabled, and I had spent so many years getting used to being disabled and learning about other disabilities, and I finally got to the point where I wanted to see what was going on in the Paralympic Games. What kind of things do they have? That was supposed to be the I'm all excited about it and I want to talk about it vlog that was going to be on this week. But the Paralympic Games don't end until Sunday. Today is Saturday. So I want to see the end of the games and then talk about the games. It's going to be a fun edit for this vlog because writing the bullet points last night, I kept getting distracted because I have a city zip code and there's a ravine behind the houses on our street, and the deer come out at night and they walk right across my lawn. They've got a few different places where they walk in front because I've talked to other neighbors that, yeah, the deer come across our lawn too. But the deer will come right across the lawn. It's the closest that I've ever seen deer. So they were very active last night. So as I'm doing the speech to text and getting the bullet points together, every now and then I'm looking off this way because there's another deer that's coming by the window. And sometimes it's one deer at a time. Most of the time it's 4, 5, 6. I've seen as many as 7 coming through all at once. So it's pretty cool to have a city zip code and deer walking across my front lawn. And it's on a very big front lawn, so they're right by the window when they walk by. And it's pretty cool.
People join Walk MS to raise awareness and funds that change the world for everyone affected by multiple sclerosis. Walk MS brings communities together, creating teams with friends, loved ones, and coworkers to rally around those we care about and end MS forever. Together, we can change the world for people with MS. Register today at walkms.org.
I signed up for Walk MS this year. Actually, it's Roll MS for me. David's going with me though, so he's going to do the walking. We did Walk MS in 2014, and that was lots of fun. And it was great getting together with other people that were either supporting someone with MS or walking for someone with MS, or that had MS and were still walking or wheeling or part of the whole mile of Walk MS that we did, and that we were encouraging people to make donations and for the MS Society for hopefully finding a cure someday, or at least improving on the different things that could help with symptoms. Now, March is MS Awareness Month, and when I looked at the sign up, I was for whatever reason thinking it's March 20 something, so I started my donation goal very low. When I realized it's actually May 22nd, and so I've got 2 more months that I can really work on fundraising, I decided to move my goal up considerably higher, and I'm going to be doing some extra work on fundraising, including a link that is going to be on the vlog for information. There will be lots of fundraising pleas on Facebook and Twitter. So we'll see if that helps. And it helped in 2014. The economy was a little bit better in 2014. But my plea is, even if it's $5 or $10 that you can donate, 10 people donate $5, that's a $50 donation. It's all appreciated and it's all helpful. So that's something that we're definitely looking forward to. And there's going to be a vlog about how things went with Walk MS. And that's going to be sometime after May 22nd, not at the end of this month. So anyway, last week's vlog I actually recorded on Tuesday and finished editing it by Tuesday night. And thank goodness that I did. Because on Wednesday, the woman who comes in and helps me with getting things cleaned up in the house and keeping them cleaned up so that I don't go into major insane depression again, and washes the bathroom and things up in the kitchen every couple weeks. So it's shorter one week and longer one week, and because she was not able to come in last week, we made it a longer week this week. And I asked her, and she obliged, if she would wash my hair for me. So I was in the wheelchair, and she washed my hair and blow dried it and everything. And then I was kind of uncomfortable in the chair, like I'd slid back too far. And I've done this a million times before. Alright, a million is probably an exaggeration, but I've done it quite a few times before. That I go in the kitchen and my wheelchair will tilt forward, and I would put one hand on the sink counter and use the other hand to tilt it up so that I could sort of wiggle a little bit and it would slide me down just a little bit, and then I could remove the chair back up and it was fine. The only thing that happened this Wednesday was, as I was wiggling a little bit, I just started completely falling out of the chair. And I screamed for help, and Leanne came over and she said, "Oh my God." And she grabbed me and tried to pull me up and said, "What can I do? What can I do to help?" And I said, "Reach over the joystick and push it over towards the stove, and it'll bring me back up." She pushed it and actually brought me down lower, and I said, "Stop." I said, "It's bringing me down, so you can stop, let it click back, and then you hit it again and it'll move me up." And she said, "I can't reach it anymore. Now what can I do?" And I said, "Call 911. I had slipped some more, and my chin and neck were sort of caught on the rim by the sink. And actually, if you look over here, I do have a spot where my chin actually got nicked, and there's a bruise that's healing. While she's on the phone with 911, I actually slipped completely out of the chair, and I was pinned between the cupboards or under the sink, and my wheelchair had me pinned up against them. It kept me from falling anymore, and I was actually feeling less pain and less trauma when I was sitting on the floor pinned by the wheelchair than when I was with my neck being pushed back by the sink counter. the EMTs pulled the chair back while holding me up so I didn't fall. Pulled me back because my feet were trapped underneath the counter. They rolled me from the laying down on the floor position to put a sheet underneath me to make like a cocoon. The two EMTs could lift me up and put me back in the wheelchair. I did ask them if I go back in next to the recliner, can you put me in the recliner? And that they did for me. And they put me in the recliner, moved me back, and got me comfortable. But I did have lots of pain, and I was taking the opioids that I have that I can take on an as-needed basis. I sent a message to my doctor, told her what had happened, and told her that I was taking the opioids in the same manner that she had me taking them when I did break bones in my feet. And she said that was okay. If you need me to come over and take a look at them, let me know. There were a couple of things that I really wanted Leanne to get a chance to get done, and a lot of the things she didn't get to do because she was trying to rescue me. She did set up my humidifier, which is already helping a lot, just because the space heater makes the house even more dry. The house is dry to begin with, and the humidifier is making me less dehydrated, and I'm definitely feeling better. And hopefully by next week I'll be feeling really great, and I'll be able to tell you all of the exciting things that I've learned from watching the Paralympics this week. So that's the end of my little bit of everything for this week and the things that have happened in the last couple weeks. I want to remind you that the Cyber Coffee Shop is open 24/7, so you can join me for coffee anytime you like, and I hope that you do often, and I hopefully will be seen by you next week. It'll be some fun, because it's definitely going to be a totally happy vlog, because it was a totally happy time watching all of the incredible things that you can do as a para-athlete, and I'll look forward to talking about that, and I'll look forward to you seeing me next week. Thanks for watching.